Okay, so I thought I'd go ahead and do this video blog, or vlog if you will, that I've been talking about doing. Just kind of a chance to give you a little bit of insight into what's going on behind the screen, if you will, at Metagamers Anonymous and at the Prismatic Tsunami community, and everything that we're doing trying to get our first products out the door. I've been talking about a card game I'm working on lately, and we'll be sharing some of that with you here in the days ahead. I thought I'd try and kind of document that whole process and see how that went. I'm really kind of big on documenting things. I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about how things are going with the show and how things are going with the publishing company and my own gaming preparations and everything else that we do. Just kind of talk to you a few times a week and get you up to date. I thought it'd be kind of fun. So first of all, since this is Monday, the 25th of April, or March, excuse me, getting ahead of myself. Typically, Monday would be a day that I would probably be talking to you about editing the podcast from the night before, and that didn't happen this week. As some of you may already know, we didn't get an episode up this week, and I'm very, very sorry about that. We do tend to take our job, if you can call it that. We don't, it isn't really a job. If it was, we probably wouldn't be doing it. But we tend to take our obligation to the fans and to the community very seriously. And it's very rare that we cancel without giving it absolutely every possible effort. And last night we were down a guy. Will wasn't feeling good. The rest of us were sitting around and going, we're just not feeling it today. We're afraid we do a shitty show. So, I just didn't really want to do that. So we'll go ahead and we're going to do our next episode next week and get kind of back on top of that. We'll record on Sunday evening, which is Easter, unless something changes between now and then. And get another episode out next week. Meanwhile, as I said on our Facebook page, kind of keep an eye out for new content this week. I'm going to try to get another episode of the zombie apocalypse game, Project Z, actual play up in our podcast this week. And I'm trying to land an interview. Hopefully I'm going to get an interview in with Chris Promise before the end of the week from Green Ronin, because he's got a huge Kickstarter campaign that he's running for their new Freeport book, which is going to be a Pathfinder book, over 500 pages, full color, beautiful product, and I'm very excited about it. And the Kickstarter's got a little ways to go before it's funded. They're looking for $50,000 and they're not there yet, so I'm going to try to do what I can to get it out the door, because after all, I bought in, I pledged, so the book I get will be better. Well, the book I get will be gotten at all if they fund, and will be better the more money goes into it. So pretty excited about that, and I'll include a link to that as well in the notes for this. I want to keep wanting to say in the show notes, in the notes for this video blog here on YouTube. Just to kind of give you a little bit of insight into what I am doing today. I'm preparing for a game tonight, my regular game session. I decided not to run my regular session because Jason from the show is unavailable this week. It's his wedding anniversary today, so happy anniversary to Jason and Becca. And so since I wasn't going to have quite my regular crew tonight, I could have run my regular game without him anyway. He gave me plenty of warning, and I do appreciate it when players do that. If you ever have problems with players not showing up and not giving you any warning, I feel really bad for you. we try to avoid that as much as possible. Fortunately, I've got a pretty good group. So I was able to kind of plan ahead, but somewhere along the line I realized I just didn't kind of want to run this particular session without him because they're kind of in the middle of stuff. And so I decided I'd drop a surprise on the group. And since nobody's going to watch this before they get here tonight for the game, I don't mind mentioning what it is. In fact, let me show you. Just a moment. I've got a little surprise in store for them. And I've been working on character sheets and handouts and such. And I think you'll be able to figure out pretty quick what it is. We're going to run ourselves some Savage Worlds Halo tonight. Going to run a one-shot session I put together as kind of an experiment, see how it goes, and have a little fun. All of us are Halo fans. Everybody else in the group a little more than me, if only because I'm a very casual video game guy. But Jonica and our daughter Nira are huge into video games, and so are Will and his brother Richard, and their friend James, and that's who's going to be here tonight. So I thought I'd put together a Halo scenario to make it kind of fun for everybody and see how that goes. And so I've been working on, I did character sheets, we did some pre-gen characters, and I got themselves a little city map tactical thing because they're going to actually, well, Nira's in the room, so I'm not going to give anything away, but they're going to have to figure out where their shit is, by the map, and to make it even better at some point. Got to show you this. This is awesome. At some point, there's going to be some major combat going on. There's a little aerial view of the map I've been working on today. As you can see, it's pretty expansive. And to be honest, I don't actually do a lot of miniature gaming. If you listen to the show, you know that using maps and minis is not kind of my thing. But Halo's a very tactical kind of game to begin with, and so I thought it'd be fun to have at least one scenario tonight that's extremely tactical. So that's kind of where I'm at. Since Savage Worlds, one of the nice things about Savage Worlds, if you're not a Savage Worlds player, combat is really fast. And you can actually use little counters or something to indicate things on the map instead of, I don't have to keep any notes. I don't have to keep track of hit points or any of that kind of shit. In Savage Worlds, I'm using counters for the characters because I don't have minis for Halo. So, you know, like, there's an elite. I got my finger on his head. You know, I've got the characters. I gave them little counters that have personal symbols Nira knew everybody used for the game, the actual video game, to represent their own characters. And then if somebody's like hurt or you know, gets the shaken status or is damaged or something, you know, I got these little round kind of see-through things that this one says fatigue on it, but I got them for all kinds of shit. And you can just kind of toss them on the figure, you know, and put them out there on the map, so you can actually use the map to keep track of everything and don't have to write anything down. And that's really fucking weird. So that's all I've got for today. I'm gonna finish getting ready for tonight's game. They've got a big surprise. Nobody's expecting it, so when they walk in the door, they ought to be, well, flummoxed, I would say. Not exactly what they're expecting. So let me know if you like the idea of me talking about what we're doing every day. In the week ahead, I'll probably try and talk a little about the card game because I'm working on it. I'm waiting on some quotes from some manufacturers right now, and let you guys know what's going on with that, and maybe see if I can't talk a little bit, give you some kind of insight into the recording and editing and everything that goes on behind Metagamers Anonymous, and I think it could be a lot of fun to share that as well. So let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to leave any comments below, and thanks for listening.